This is Mary Lane on the Buying Space channel. Today I'm reading from the Good News Bible from 1979 in the Catholic edition, which includes the Apocrypha. I have been reading Tobit and in chapter 3, Tobit. And oddly enough, the woman that's going to end up his future daughter-in-law were both suicidal and had given up on life. But God used their prayers. They decided to pray, and their faith in their prayer led them to solutions, and their solutions were in helping each other. So today I start with chapter 4. It's about Tobit and what he was thinking and what he wanted to do for the future, and what would happen if he passed away. That same day, Tobit remembered the money he had left with Gabriel at Rages in Medea. He thought to himself, "Now that I have asked God to let me die, I should call my son Tobias and tell him about the money." So Tobit called Tobias to him. "Son, when I die, give me a proper burial. And after I'm gone, show respect to your mother." Excuse me. "Take care of her for the rest of her life, and when she dies, bury her beside me. Remember, she risked her life to bring you into this world. So try to make her happy and never do anything that would worry her. Every day of your life, keep the Lord, our God, in mind. Never sin deliberately or disobey any of his commands. Always do what is right and never get involved with anything evil. Be honest, and you will succeed in whatever you do. Give generously to anyone who faithfully obeys God. If you are stingy in giving to the poor, God will be stingy in giving to you. Give according to what you have. The more you have, the more you should give. Even if you give only a little, be sure to give something. This is as good as money. This is as good as money saved. You will have your reward in a time of trouble. Taking care of the poor is the kind of offering that pleases God in heaven. Do this, and you will be kept safe from the dark world of the dead. Son, be on your guard against prostitutes. Above all, marry a woman of our tribe, because we are descendants of the prophets. Do not marry anyone who is not related to us. Remember that Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our earliest ancestors, all married relatives. God blessed them and their children, so their descendants will inherit the land of Israel. Son, be loyal to your own relatives. Don't be too proud to marry one of them. Such pride leads to terrible frustration and ruin, just as laziness brings on severe poverty and causes starvation. Pay your workers each day, never keeping back their wages overnight. Honor God in this way, and He will reward you. Behave properly at all times. Never do anyone else anything that you would not want someone to do to you. That's the golden rule right there. For do not drink so much wine that you get drunk, and do not let drinking become a habit. Give food to the hungry and clothes to people in need. If you are prosperous, give generously, and do it gladly. When one of God's faithful people has died, prepare food for the family, but never do this when an evil man dies. Take the advice of sensible people and never treat any useful advice lightly. Take advantage of every opportunity to praise the Lord your God. Ask Him to make you prosper in whatever you set out to do. He does not give His wisdom to people of any other nation. He is the source of all good things, but He can also destroy you and bring you to certain death if He wishes. Remember all my instructions. Don't forget them for 1 minute. Tobias, I want you to know that I once left a large sum of money with Gabriel's son, Gabriel, at wages in Media. We're poor now, but I don't worry. If you obey God and avoid sin, He will be pleased with you and make you prosperous. So here's a letter or a speech to a son, a father to a son, at a time that he was thinking about suicide, he's thinking about the future, and he's thinking about what would happen to his family. And that's one of the things that does prevent people from committing suicide, is thinking about how their family would be left. Suicide is a very selfish thing to do, to leave your loved ones without you. And you are valuable, whether you realize it or not, to your family. And so please don't give up. Please pray like Tobias and Sarah did, and maybe you'll get your answers. But also, we all need to be responsible and prepare for when we are going to go. So let your loved ones know what they need to know if that would happen. But don't harm yourself intentionally. God knows the time. And that's from the book of Tobias in the Apocrypha.